If you're looking for a very non-stereotypical, tragic shoujo romance, then I have a new recommendation for you. And that is this manga right here titled Sono Kao de Aisanaide, or a loose English translation would be Don't Love Me with That Face. Currently, there are only 3 volumes out, but it seems like this is still an ongoing series, and this is my first impressions of Volume 1, so I've only read the first one. So let's talk about what happens in Volume 1. In Volume 1, we follow our protagonist, Nora, as she's in a secret relationship with her now fiance, Makoto. Nora is a maid in Makoto's family, so there is a power hierarchy. So she is at the very, very bottom. She is a maid, and he is the young heir to his very, very rich, influential family. But they are madly in love. They're very, very happy together, but because of the disparity in their statuses, their relationship is kept secret from absolutely everybody. So nobody in the world besides these two know that they are dating. And one night he proposes to her and tells her, tomorrow I'm going to tell my family about us. They'll probably be shocked, but I know in the end they'll want me to be happy, so they'll accept it. And Nora is just so excited, so happy. They spend a very happy night together. He goes off the next morning and he never comes back because there was a carriage accident and he ended up losing his life, unfortunately. So now the only person in the entire world that has any memory or knowledge of their relationship is Nora, and she's taking it very, very difficultly, as anybody would. So she was engaged for just one day, very, very sad. And we cut to the funeral for Makoto, and seemingly the only person that's actively sad about the funeral is Nora. And she does do her best to try and hide her sadness because to everybody else, she was just his maid. She can't really show the sadness that a now ex-fiance would show. It's only when she's by herself that she allows herself to actually cry. And as she is crying alone by herself, Makoto appears in front of her. But only it's not Makoto. It turns out Makoto had a younger twin brother named Nozomu. And this Nozomu looks like he is Makoto. They look that similar. Only that's where their similarities end, unfortunately. While Makoto was shown to be a very, very kind, peaceful person, he wanted nothing more than Nora to be happy. Nozomu is a little bit different. He's a little bit more like roughly playful. He smokes cigarettes. It's often talked about how he stinks of tobacco. He's a very, very different character. But he's really interested in Nora from the get-go because, like I said earlier, she was literally the only person who was upset about the death of his brother. So we cut back to the inside. We learn that when they were born, Nozomu was taken away to be the heir of a different family. But now that Makoto is gone, he has been brought back to this family to take his place. Lucky for everybody, he looks exactly like Makoto, so it'll be very, very easy for Nozomu to take his place. And so Makoto's original maid, who is Nora, his ex-fiance, is given to Nozomu as his now personal maid. And Nora wants nothing less than to be his maid. While she loved Makoto with all of her heart, she can't really stand seeing somebody with his exact face, but with such a bad to her personality. But for some reason, Nozomu is really, really drawn to Nora. He's really, really interested in her. He's so excited to have her as his maid. So he tells her, like, yeah, you're my maid. You're going to show me around. Let's go. And while she's unhappy about it, there's really nothing that she can do. And it's not before long that Nora tells him just straight up, you'll never be the replacement for Makoto. Like, you'll look the same, but you could not be any more different. Like, I really, really don't like you. Get away from me. Nozomu finds this funny. He's really, really interested in her. And he straight up tells her in front of some of the other maids that, like, yeah, I'm interested in you. I want to learn more about you. And this makes Nora struggle so, so much more because, again, he has the face of her ex-fiance who has now passed away. And I'm assuming he has the same, if not similar, voice because when he says things like, I like you, it kind of causes her to, like, her heart flutters. She doesn't know how she should react. The poor thing. I feel so bad for her all the time. And eventually, Nozomu makes a proposition to Nora. he tells her that he will be Makoto's replacement. He tells her straight up, you can look at me as Makoto. You can pretend he is still alive in me. That's okay. But I want you to do your best to fall in love with me. Or at the very least, act like you're trying to fall in love with me. And at first, Nora is like, I don't want that. That's kind of weird. But she really, really, really misses Makoto. So eventually she starts to go along with it. And like surprisingly quickly, Nozomu is able to get the gestures right, get his speech patterns right, like everything about him is things that Makoto used to do. It's almost creepy in a way. And Nora can't tell if he like, actually figured out from somebody else that Makoto used to do this, or if it's like a twin thing where they're just somehow really, really similar. And it throws Nora off, but it also makes her a little bit upset because some of the things that Nozomu is saying are like the exact same things that Makoto used to do. And Nora tells him, I don't want to fantasize about my passed away fiance. I want to live in the future with my fiance. If I just wanted to reminisce about things we did together, I'll take a nap and dream about him. That's not what I want. I want to do new things with him. And Nozomu was like, okay, like I get it, okay. And if you recall, right when Makoto passed away, that was when they had just gotten engaged and he was meant to tell his parents about their engagement. But he couldn't, so nobody in the world knows about their relationship. That's where they paused. So the realistic next step would be to tell the parents about their relationship and to be engaged. And then very big spoilers for volume 1 here because I do want to talk about it a little bit. So at the end of this volume, we have a lot goes down. We see Nora in a position where some of the fallout of her relationship with Makoto has been revealed, but not the fact that they've been in a relationship. So some of the things he gifted her were found in her room, and she can't say, yeah, it's because he gave them to me because we were in a relationship. It's kind of difficult for her. So she's in a position to be kicked out of the entire place. She's going to be homeless. It was very, very stressful. And then Nozomu comes up and says, actually, I love her and she's my fiance. So we have him pick up exactly where she left with Makoto. So Nozomu takes the step, proposes kind of to her in front of his parent. Well, yeah, I guess they're his parents, his birth parents that didn't raise him, and the people who were trying to get Nora kicked out. And then that's where the volume ends. So in volume 2, I'm assuming we'll see does their relationship actually continue how Nora is hoping it goes. And that's what happens in volume 1. And so for my impressions, typically I'm really not a fan of anything sad. I like things to be happy. I like them to be upbeat. I use my manga as a form of like escapism, and I don't want to escape into a sad world. But this really, I really enjoyed it. I don't know what it is. Just it enthralled me. It drew me in right away. I do think the art style and the story are pretty separate because the story is so sad. It's very, very sad. But the art style makes everybody look a little bit extra cute, I want to say. And so when something extra sad happens, you see it happening to these cute characters with these cute expressions, there's kind of a disconnect. And I actually really like that because I feel like it brings a new level of uniqueness to the story. I also really like Nora specifically as a female lead because you can see she's going through some very, very complex emotions going through all of this. Like if I was in her shoes, I really don't know what I'd do. And I'm enjoying watching her try to relive, or I guess continue living, her relationship with Makoto through Nozomu. And I think it's kind of interesting. Nozomu, his name, the word in Japanese means to wish for something. And I feel like the author gave him that name on purpose. And I just find it so interesting. So I'm wondering, well, first of all, why he wants to be in a relationship with Nora so badly. I kind of think I'm I'm guessing here, but I kind of think he chose her to be in a relationship with because it was very clear that she's the only one who actually cared about and knew Makoto, and he really wants to be able to take over the family as quickly as possible. And so he needs to learn everything that Makoto knew as quickly as possible. And who better to learn from than his ex fiance? Because it's clear he wasn't all that close with his family if he was hiding his fiance or girlfriend from everybody. So I feel like that's a possibility. He's trying to get information, and this is the quickest way possible. But I feel like there could have been a better way than to actively try and replace him in her life. So I'm very curious to see what his specific motivations are. I find him an interesting character as well. I do like how playful he is. And like Nozomu and Nora's relationship flip flops very, very easily between like playful and kind of hurtful. And I think that's interesting as well because it's a really delicate line when you're dealing with the replacement of a passed away fiance. Like it's very, very tricky. And so I'm finding it really interesting. I'm really enjoying it. I've never read anything like this. So everything is like really fresh for me. And I'm hoping to get my hands on the next 2 volumes so I can continue it really soon. I am embarrassed. I bought this like a year ago, I think, and I never read it. And I'm kicking myself because I should have read this sooner. I'm really enjoying it so far.